Good morning, guys. I got a little bit different video today. You've seen I'm about 1,200 hours in on this Snapper Pro S200, and as you can see, I got the engine cover off, all the batteries disconnected. I got this thing dismantled. I go out Monday to leave, and the mower just dies. Can't figure out anything with it. I'm all over the place, checking switches, batteries, hoping there's a fuse that's hidden that I didn't know about. Everything that I'm trying to figure out, I can't. And then I could see smoke coming from underneath the shroud when I would try to turn it over. Well, it ends up being that these wires somehow had fried all the way up. It fried. That harness goes from that pigtail through here to this coil to that coil. So I wait 2 days for that part to come in. I put it on. All I get is clicking. All right, well, solenoid bad. Go get another solenoid. It tries to start, but then I don't have any spark. Well, the wiring harness that fried goes to these coils. Has 2 of them. So I had bought new plugs the other day. So now what I had is everything that this touched, this wiring harness that runs back behind that and comes out over there, everything that had touched had fried basically. Solenoid was bad, coils were bad. I took them off and tested them. So if you have one of these engines like this, it's a Briggs & Stratton 2700, and you ever have a wiring harness, and I'm sure it's like that on anything, if you ever have a wiring harness go bad, check everything while you got everything off. It wasn't that big a deal to take this apart since I've done it once, but just check it out, try it out, see how it goes, because you'll go through a process of all kinds of things that could be wrong with it. I checked brake switch, seat switch. There's a fuse right here behind this spring that's like the main fuse for the whole thing. Every time I would try something, it would be messed up, and I would think that was going to be the fix, and it wasn't. So new wiring harness ordered right there, put it in, ran it. New plugs, didn't have any spark. I had bought a $5 spark tester at Harbor Freight, didn't have nothing. Checked the coils when I took them off, they were bad. So now I have a new solenoid, new harness, and I gapped the coils with the business card, spin it around, nothing touches. So now I'm going to put this thing back together, and hopefully it's going to run. Another thing, which I could have done a video on this, but when you have this style engine, first off, you take, this is just the order I went. Took that off, took the 2 screws that hold this on, and then there's 1 bolt that goes here. This shroud that goes on this gets those 4 screws. Put that cover on. Then there's a grill that goes over that. It gets screws here. And then once you get that on, you have bolts that go in the sides here. I think they're 10 millimeter. And then these have little flaps where you can look at the coils, but you can't do nothing. You can't get down there to it. Maybe that is, there was a way to get there and I just don't know it, but I can see it, but I can't get to it or disconnect it. So I don't understand the point of these. But there is these screws that you got to tighten back down, the ones on the sides. And then there's 2 that go in here. That's for the cover, and then that's for the other piece. So let's get this thing put back together. All right, guys, as you can hear, it fired up. As soon as I choked it and started, it fired up. It's running great, just like it should. No smoke, no issues or anything. So, guys, all I can say about this is it has been a really frustrating week. We had a big list lined up, and I'm sure some of you guys guys have a couple of mowers, 2 or 3, one you can borrow, whatever. But I just end up doing my cleanups for the fall this week until the parts come in. And then, it started out with a wired harness, and then we fixed that, and then the solenoid didn't work, then the fuse had blew, and then the coils were bad. So it was just a process to get all this took care of. And, knowing what I know now, if this was to ever happen again, which I hope it don't, I know all I need to check before anything else. So, guys, we get frustrated at work, on jobs, especially being your own boss. Oh, God, trust me, I do too. But, just get through it. I mean, it has been a very stressful week. I don't get stressed, but it's like I feel like when I have jobs to do and I can't do them, I feel like I'm letting my customers down, or I'm not putting in enough effort. I don't know, it's just a weird little mind screw that I play with myself. But anyway, if you get down on yourself in business, I mean, just try to keep your head up, keep doing what you're doing, treat people right, and when those frustrating days come, just try to get over and make the best out of them, and